Esoteric and metaphysical disclaimer. The information provided on this channel about the esoteric and metaphysical sciences like numerology, numerovation, astrology, and others is for guidance, edutainment, and reference only. It is based on probability, statistics, patterns, cycles, sequences, alternative spiritual and physical practices. It is not meant to be a substitute for professional, mental, and medical advice. Please always listen to your intuition and use these modalities in a way that feels most supportive for you. It's about guiding. The only way you can make the world better is if you make the people better. So it's about showing them the light of hope in themselves and their family. Everything in this universe is all about synchronicity.
Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numerovation from the king, learn the foundation from the king. Nana pushe, 1 + 1 is 2. Be precise. 3 + 2 is 5. Guard your mind. Me plus you is mathematician. Learn from V1 Numerovator. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numerovation from the king, learn the foundation from the king. Numbers are simple, no people are complicated. Numerovation from the king, learn the foundation from the king.
No, it's not about reading, it's about guiding. I don't do readings, I do consultations because you should know yourself. As good as the back of your hand, you should know yourself. I want everyone out there to be clear that this is to serve you like a GPS serves you. Remember, each of us has guaranteed ourselves success. Be that magi, family. Be that magician. Be that numerational motivated force. Today's consciousness. What happened and how can we change it? From the pristine position that we held in today's consciousness, here's a new show just for you every Tuesday called Today's Consciousness. Be there and enjoy all the great special guest stars that will be passing through on a new show called Today's Consciousness. Are you ready to address all the things that are going on? And how can we heal today's consciousness? Right here on KSPTV. Today's Consciousness. What happened and how can we change it? Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O creative force of the universe, all my ancestors, all my divine parents and relatives that guides me through my dreams and through my daily march in this life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Children, merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Children, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Stay focused, family. Dick Gregory did that with us back in the day at one of my lectures that I produced, a tribute to Malcolm X on the stage. It's online, but I didn't put up the whole thing online. I just put up a certain portion. But Dick Gregory reminded us to row, row, row our boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. And good day to all of you, Grand Rising, Hotep, Shalom, Assalamu Alaikum, Islam, peace be unto you. What up, dog? To all you great people out there, your brother King Simon is in the mother flipping building. Mother flipping and father flipping building. We here to do what we got to do to make sure we spread love. That's all I'm here to do. I've spread enough craziness back in my day, in my club life days and all that kind of stuff. So my journey now as a thriving healer through numbers is to spread love, spread numerovational love, offer the ministry of numerovation on all types of levels to help give guidance, because, back in the day I was in the club, I was pushing the gun music and the sex music and the drama music, and from hip hop to reggae to whatever came out, especially in those club life. And sometimes when you feel it is helpful to you, it might be draining. When you feel that certain music is helpful to you, it might be draining. And today's lesson on June the 12th, happy birthday to a comrade in the business, the one, the only Bounty Killer. Look into my eyes. Tell me what you see. Y'all know who Bounty Killer is? Yeah, he's going to be in New York soon, I heard, in July. Big up to Bounty Killer. 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 Big up to the great Bounty Killer, man. I've worked with him back in the day. Enough respect to all the great people that are doing music in their own way. And I hope that all of you are enjoying today's vibration. As a matter of mathematical observation, today adds up to a number 9. 6 plus 12 plus 2025 adds up to 2043. And 2 plus 0 plus 4 plus 3 equals 9. The vibration of the day, the 9, let's go to Lloyd Strayhorn's book and let's talk about the color of the day. If it adds up to a number 9, the color of today universally, on a personal note, is a number 3. So let's deal with the number 3, color of the day. If you go Lloyd Strayhorn's book, page 99, check him out. Good book always. This is like one of the Bibles, one of the scriptures of numerology, astronumerology. Number 3, he says, for those born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, or the 30th, or in the months of March or December, your colors are all shades of purple, lilac, mauve, violet. Second choice would be blue, crimson. The gems would be amethyst and all purple or violet color stones. The metal is tin. So if you want to go with the color of the day connected to the number 12, which 1 plus 2 equals 3, then you would wear or accentuate your clothing for today to energize yourself. That's like a part of the jumper cables of your life and not the energy drainer. So you try to flow with the color of today so you can boost your energy, help those jumper cables kick in. Now, if you're coming from a universal perspective, like I said, that when you add 6 plus 12 plus 2025 adds up to 2043, and that adds up to a number 9. In his book on page 100, the number 9, people connected to the 9, the 18, or the 27th, or in the months of April or November, your colors are all shades of red, crimson, rose, from the lightest to the darkest. Second choice, blue, mauve, pink. Gems would be ruby, garnet, and bloodstone. Metal is iron. So let's say that you wanted to dress for a job today, or you're dressing for a meeting with somebody, and you accentuate your outfit with one of those colors that is equivalent or connected to the number 9 or the number 3. It will help boost the energy, so to speak, from a colorful, or what people like Millicent Simmons talk about is color therapy. So the color of the day from a numerical perspective, because you might have it from another perspective. You might have it from an astrological perspective. You might have it from just basic studies of days, like Dr. Africa have in his book, or Louise Hayes has in her book, which is good books to have to study about colors. So today date can resonate with the number 3, or today's date can resonate with the number 9, but use it wisely, wear the colors wisely. Even the gemstones and the gems, that the tin and the iron can be used today. So it's good to know those different colors, even using forms of color therapy to heal and help. And if you ever want to get a color therapist, make sure you connect to Color Curiosity. She's one of the people that not only does she do she's one of my moderators. So she helps out with what's going on the channel, just in case of emergency. And if you want any energy work, contact Adara Moselle. You see the website right here, adaramoselle.com. I had Color Curiosity's Linktree up. If you want any iridology or spiritual advice, you can contact Dr. Shakira Moore. She does what she got to do through her Linktree/Holistica Healer. And if you want any studio work from a healing perspective, my son is very good at what he does, and he's getting better and better every day. Prince Imagine. Make sure you go to his website, or him and his team website, greenstudionyc.com. greenstudionyc.com. Proud of the journey that he's on and doing what he got to do to keep it moving in his life. He called me the other day. I called him back. And I'm proud that he's working with Rojo, and brother that's born on Dr. Africa's birthday, January 27th. And I want to remind everybody, on June the 21st, Dr. Africa's wife will be making her first appearance in a long time. Dr. Africa's wife will be making her first appearance in a long time at a place right across the street from Medgar Evers. And it used to be what was it called? The Cosmos Center. I forgot what it was called. It was right across the street from Medgar Evers, and it's going to be happening from early all the way, I think from 11 a.m. all the way to 8 p.m., where she'll be teaching. She's the keynote speaker. Her name is Dr. Melanie Stevenson. I like to call her Dr. Africa. She's the one that's keeping the legacy alive of all the books and everything that's going on in Dr. Africa's world as he has transitioned. And if you do want to connect with him, that's his website right there, lailaafrica.com. If you want to connect with her, take the classes, courses. Some of the classes and courses are led by Dr. Africa because he recorded a lot of his stuff before he transitioned. The other website up here is Figtree HG. I always support Ma'a from Fig Tree. Make sure y'all support her. She's downtown Brooklyn. She's in her 70s, so be patient with her, sister, but she does have a staff of people that are working with her. So big up to Ma'a Bowman. Big up to Dr. Laila, Africa's wife, Melanie Stevenson, who will be in Brooklyn, New York on June the 21st. And I will be in Brooklyn, New York the next day after. So more than likely, I'm going to pop up and surprise her if she's not watching me. But on the 22nd, on my grandmama's birthday, man, she's going to download a lot of information from me because she's helped me along the way. I'll be in Brooklyn with Black Dot, Tafira Ozar, Adika Butler, myself, and Baba Ifa Kunle will be with us also. But also that day on my segment, I will be having this beautiful sister open up for me. Paris Williams will be opening for me. So make sure y'all tune in. I wanted that feminine energy to hang out with me, alongside with Black Dot, Adika Butler, Tafira Ozar, and Baba Ifa Kunle. But Paris will be doing 15, 17 minutes of my time during this Eye Opener Productions presentation. So I'm happy to be able to bring on our sisters as much as I possibly can to support different energies of sisters that are doing the work in their own way. Three books I would like to recommend right now before I go into my lesson. So get ready to take the snapshots and do what you got to do, because I'm gonna show them. And I've showed them before in the past, but because I'm going to be teaching on the human jumper cables and energy drainers, and I have notes and everything, writing. I got some online downloads also. Human jumper cables and energy drainers. I believe books like this book is called The Power of Positive Energy. The Power of Positive Energy is a good book to get and put it in your arsenal. Take a snapshot of it, by Tanaz Chubbs. Get the book. It will help you out in some form or fashion. The next book is The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. The Four Agreements. If you don't have it, get it. The Four Agreements. And last but not least, this is by the priesthood, Minister Jew and Brother Noble Ampu. This one is called Spiritual Wisdom for the 21st Century, Inner Peace Lighthouse, by Minister Jew and the Noble Ampu. Go get the book. I think it's very important that you get the book. And let's get ready to get into the lesson, because I wrote a lot on the board. I'm going to cover a lot of ground today. And please like, subscribe, share with people that are on a healing journey. I am so conscious of that right now. Share with those that are on a healing journey in your family. Friends that you know that are looking for guidance, even if they're in the church right now and they're not sure that they want to stay there. And I'll never tell anybody to leave the church, the mosque, the temple, or anything that's helping them to maintain their spiritual balance. But I would ask you to study and learn more so you can add on and probably help during those circles when those churches, mosques, and temples, or Hebrew temples, have their sit down or their study groups. See if you could infuse and help what you're learning, because it can't be a dictatorship to the point that you just shut down and don't want to learn from other people. I'm open to learn. That's why I have so many books, and it hasn't thrown me off my path. Matter of fact, it has enhanced my respect for Christianity, the true Christianity. It has enhanced my respect for Islam in its purest form. If And I'm not talking about Arab Islam or Nation of Islam. I'm just saying Islam, if it means peace or the way of life of peace in its purest form, it has enhanced these spiritual lessons outside of those things that enhance me to another level. Hebrews, it has enhanced me to understand and understand those type of organizations and Nuwapians and all that. Am I joining any of them again? No, I will not join any of them again. Because at the end of the day, my walk is with the Creator. And do I encourage people to join? Yes, I encourage people to join whatever resonate with you, because at that time when I was 14 all the way into my 20s, going into my 30s, those organizations resonated with me and still do, because I take those lessons of mathematics. I take those lessons of the Hebrew Kabbalistic teachings. I take those lessons of the Moorish teachings. I take those lessons from the Christian teachings in my family, the Rasta teachings. I've taken them with me, and they're always with me. I still have my general orders in the Nation of Islam. Still got my general orders to walk this post in a perfect manner, being always on the alert for negative people, being always on the alert for disingenuous people, being always on the alert for energy drainers, being always on the alert for people that wants to suck your energy and hold you back, or people that hate you in secret. I'm always on the alert. I'm not paranoid. I just let my spirit be my guide. Feelings mesh with thoughts and logical moves, because you have to mesh the mind with the heart. And that's what has helped me along the way. Big up to everybody that's in the building. Big up to Miss Vet in the building. How you doing? Walking with the Creator. That's right. Gotta walk with the Creator. And I walk with him. I walk with the he or the she, the divine, mathematically, spiritually, physically. And yes, does the Creator put you through some tests? Yes, they do. Yes, the we of the universe does put us through some tests. They put us through some examinations. And it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Do remember, you can spread love by donating, and donate with love. Through Super Chat, Super Sticker, PayPal is on the board right now. It's pinned to the top of the chat. Zelle, use that email, of course, Cash App, and also Venmo. And also it's scrolling on the bottom also, just in case you want to spread love. Big up to Priestess Yendes, who gave me a hefty donation for the Black Dot healing interview that brother and I have had. If you haven't seen it, please go and watch it. It's getting great reviews, because two brothers of the same age group was releasing in our own way. And of course, because men are taught not to cry and all that, I cried. Because sometimes we have to let it go, because I smiled enough for my life. I smiled in front of people, in front of thousands of people. I've been at Randall's Island in front of 30,000 people smiling. And it's not that I'm beguiling anybody. It's just that sometimes you smile to cover up the pain or whatever you go through. Because sometimes when I was in those major concerts, going through divorce, going through separation. Thank you very much, Praise 7, always supporting. Thank you very much. I hope, Praise 7, that things that you're doing well in whatever you're doing in your life, because you do show love through Super Sticker or Super Chat or whatever. So sometimes when I'm on the stage, sometimes when I'm before you on this platform, I'm smiling, but yet going through some painful stuff. I have to do my grounding, got to do my energy work, got to make sure I build my human jumper cables within myself, and not always have to depend on somebody externally. And it's not that it's wrong to not tell somebody about your pain. It's just that sometimes you don't want to burden other people when you don't know if they're going through their own pain. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they go through their own pain. And big up to those accountability friends of mine that sometimes call to check on me. Big up to those accountability family members that sometimes come and check on me. Very few. I can count them. I can count the people that check on me on one hand, or sometimes both hands, probably up to 7, but more times it's on the one hand. In my family also, I will check up on them faster than they will check up on me, because my father said something very key years ago, that my grandmother used to do the same thing. The one that's born on June the 22nd, she used to check up on people. All you do, just giving y'all a phone call to make sure y'all all right. This is my grandmother. All you do. She, we had the rotary phone. she had the rotary phone before the push button phone came into play. She call y'all. All you do. Yeah, man. And they laughing, and whoever she called, whether it's my Aunt Marie or my uncles in Jamaica or my aunts in Jamaica or family members, going to Cuba, or her sisters, they check up on each other. My grandmother was known to check up. My grandmother was known to check up on people. And I know people down in the South did the same thing, because I had friends that came from down South. Jamaica's a little further down South, little chip off of the Americas, and part of the landmass out there in the ocean, the Caribbean Ocean. But it's something that naturally people should do, check up on each other. Check up. Check up on your family, check up on your friends, especially those that are on a spiritual healing journey. Check up on them. There's nothing wrong. Big up to everybody on Instagram I see. Sally C. Harris, Cannabis Ambassador, Black Jackie, BLK Jack. Go ahead, Black Jackie. Yeah, I don't know how to say that, the other name with the YEICT. Crystal Edwards. Big up to the Ravi, Eddie. I am lovely. Big up to Sharon and everybody. She is Oshun. A. Jules. Griffin. Big up to everybody. Sophie. Dennis Robinson and Rayvon and all the great ones that are checking up on the live on Instagram, and those that are on Facebook. Xavier Bell in the building. FDSA in the building. Miss Vet. Stephanie McGee, everybody in the building. On Franz Crosby in the building. Big up to all of y'all in the building that's tuning in. We're going to have a great class today. Big up to Modern Day Sage, who I got to speak to. I haven't seen and spoken to her in a long time, and I'm happy she's doing well. Adara Moselle tapping in also. Millicent doing her thing from Color Curiosity. So what I do right here, and thanks for the donation, Naya Williams. Thank you for the donation. Thank you for the spreading of love through Cash App. Thank you for the spreading of love through Cash App. Understand that Cash App is my son's Cash App, so I share it with him, because that's he has a business Cash App, and I didn't want to be bullied by Cash App to join any business or with them. But today's lesson is very important to me, because I realize that human jumper cables are out there, and there's human energy drainers that are out there. So going directly to the lesson before I go to the board is very important. It's very important. Take the time out to take notes if you have to. Take snapshots, whatever you can. King Simon's Lessons and Notes, a spiritual and physical perspective of human jumper cables and human energy drainers. Now, according to online saying, they said these two symbolic roles describe the energetic impact people can have on others, whether reviving or draining. Very important part right there. Whether reviving someone's energy or draining someone's energy. How many of you, my brothers and sisters, that's right here with me on the Numerovational, the ministry of Numerovation, how many of you have been around people that have revived your energy? You were down that whole day and all of a sudden they revived your energy. Please put the number 1 in the chat if you've been around people that at one moment you was down, and then when that person called or God came into your circle or your cipher, they revived you. Put the number 1 in the chat if you've been through that with the reviver, the ones who give you energy, that give you that jumping. They jump your cable for some reason. They may have given you a hug. They may have came and said something to you. They may have called you out of the blue, and you felt good about it. I know I put number 1 in the chat. Junkyard Jetty is putting in the 1s in the chat. That's right. It's crazy. People know this. How many of you have been revived by certain people that might have called you? Could be some people online that just revived your energy. Put the number 1 in the chat if you've been through that. Family, if you've been through that, put the number 1 in. This is about participation. I might even open the phone line so you can tell me your story about those energy revivers and those energy drainers. Now, the other part of it, it says, whether reviving or draining, both affects us spiritually and physically in very real ways. How many of you have been around people that have been energy draining? Put the number 2 in the chat if you've been around people that has been energy draining. Put the number 2 in the chat if you've been around people that have been energy draining. Man, they came around you. They said certain things that just brought you down. They always come with drama. They always come with what hell is going on in their family, what hell is going on in the house. They just dump things on you. Just dump it. And after you get off the phone with them, or after you got to go ground, you have to go kiss a tree. You got to go jump in a spiritual bath. You got to take a spiritual shower. You got to go run around the block. You got to go punch some. You got to do a whole bunch of stuff to get that stuff off you, because energy drainers can be like bad perfume. They come with you. They come home with you. And all of a sudden there's an old cartoon. The cartoon used to go, woozy, woozy, wow, wow. You're always coming with something draining and painful all the time. And yes, it's not just, you're right. It's not just people, certain environments and spaces. Yes, no doubt. That's why if you're into a space that you got to burn it out and spray it out. The beginning of this month, I poured cinnamon around my house just so I can get the scent and the beautiful scent of aromatherapy is so important with certain herbs and I got candles, I got frankincense, I got myrrh, I got palo santo, I got all kinds of things to make sure I'm focused. Right, Sarah? Stop playing. That's right, Junkyard Jedi. Man, you got to use everything. You got to use all of your armor of the Creator, all of the armor of God. That's what I wrote about in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. You got to be able to use all of the armors. And the armor is not just with religious values. The armor is spiritual values, metaphysic values that keep you protected. And I wrote about most of them in the back of my book. I tell you about aromatherapy. I tell you about in the back of my book right here. I tell you about acupuncture. I tell you about color therapy, sun gazing, every bit of it. I don't care where it came from on this planet. Yoga, whatever helps. Do it till you're satisfied, whatever it is. You gotta do it. Do it till you're satisfied. Come and do it, baby. Do it. Do it. Do it till you're satisfied. Going on into the lesson. Human jumper cables those who recharge. This is my writing. Those who recharge, uplift, and energize others. Now, before I go there, I got to go to the board with this because that's a powerful thing. Why? Because when you go to the mathematics of it, when you go to the numerovation of it, this is real talk, family. It's real talk. It's not anything that's going to hurt you in any way. It's going to guide you. The word human adds up to a number 21 in both systems of numerology. And those that have read my book, remember I put in multiple systems of numbers in my book for a reason, so you can see all. And if you go to my page 70, it says the number 21 is the symbol of the universe and sometimes called the symbol of the world. So when a human tries to connect or when a human becomes a jumper cable or an energy drainer, this thing can become universal in that person, or it can become worldly. It can become part of your universe and a part of your world. And the number 21 is called the crowning of the Magi, the crown of the Magi in compound numerology. But the only way that you're going to get this crown as a human, you got to go through your long battles, your long initiation, because that is the symbol, or that is the meaning of the 21 in compound numerology. Your test of your determination to overcome any energy drainer and to become a jumper cable of life. Be a human jumper cables. Why I say cables is because there's two distinct energy that makes up a jumper cable when it comes to cars. The positive and the negative, and then it balances out the battery and charges the battery with the positive and the negative. So as a human jumper cable, interesting enough, the word jumper cables add up to a number 44, which means trusting in the order of the universe. Trusting in the guide of the universe, trusting in the discipline of the universe, trusting of the structure of the universe. So that human jumper cable has to be able to trust this universe and move with it and be better, to be able to charge other people and not drain other people. Because the words energy drainer adds up to 72, which is a 9, which can be a spiritual, unbalanced 7 and 2. Destructive number on its negative, because energy draining is a negative thing. It's a lower frequency thing. So I'm looking at the 7 and the 2 and the 9 as a lower energy interpretation instead of a higher energy interpretation, because we know every number has its duality. Every number has its high and every number has its low. Even the word human that adds up to 21, 2-1 has its high and has its low. So as a human, you could go through imbalance or you can go through balance with the number 2. With the number 1, you could be creative or you could be uncreative. As a number 3, you could be either reckless, negatively and scattered, or you can be joyful and embracing, and also be jovial in what you do and expand. 2, 1, 3 all has its positive and negative. So all of them have their positive and negative. You could be a 44 trusting in the order of the universe, or you could deny the order of the universe. It's up to you. At the end of the day, it's up to you. I'm not new to this, family. I'm true to this. I'm not new to this. I am true to this. So in the Chaldean system, the word jumper cables add up to 43, which is a 7. So if you're going to be a jumper cable, a powerful human jumper cable, and because it adds up to a 43, it's going to take discipline and order and structure within yourself to be this energy person that's going to provide energy for, and you're going to need other people to support you. You're going to need other accountable people to keep you on that disciplined mindset, on that energizing, jovial attitude. And then that 7 deals with the law of attraction, spiritual enlightenment, spiritual guidance. But everything has its power, has its powerful, its positive, and its negative. I'm just giving you the positive of the words jumper cable and letting you know the negative of being an energy vampire. Now, energy in the Chaldean system, energy vampires, energy drainer adds up to a number 42. I forgot to write it down because I'd be writing these things down. Adds up to a number 42, which is a 6, of course. Yeah, I write with my left and my right, family. I'm ambidextrous, they say. Been doing that for a long time. But understand, when it comes to negative, again, this negative aspect of 42 is the undisciplined one. That's why 4 and 7 are mental health numbers in my book. 4 and 7 are major mental health numbers in my book. But it means you can either maintain a positive mental outlook or a negative mental outlook, letting people drain you. Because when human energy drainers come to you, they're causing you to lose energy, and it could lead to depression. That's 7 and 4 is there. Imbalance, that number 2. Imbalance, because number 2 is a number of balance and compassion. Connecting with each other, but there's a negative to all of it. And I'm glad that I'm able to pinpoint these things to help you be your best self as much as I possibly can. As much as I possibly can. Sunflower Soul, what's up, girl? I hope everything is well. Hey, Strutting Peacock, what up, girl? Long time no see, number 7. I hope everything is well. You behaving yourself. But what did Sunflower Soul say? She said, I've been tuning in on King Simon lately. I don't know. Something just say click on it, and guess what? It's been right on point, on time. Look, my ears ain't never felt so good. Okay, thank you very much for that, my dear. Thank you very much. Because, Sunflower, let me tell you something. Back in my womanizing days and my club days, those days of doing those crazy stuff after leaving the Nation of Islam and stepping away from it in 1985, 1986, going back into the club life heavily, you know, I had a good run back into, because I felt I was missing something in my life. I had a good run of being an energy drainer through the promotion of negative music, through the clubs and sometimes on radio. I had a good run, and I had to stop at a certain point. And as I was coming back towards consciousness around the year 2000s, going into my first conscious event, revitalize and return to conscious event. And I have the receipts. Coming back to conscious events after leaving conscious reggae or sometimes the crazy reggae and dance, the club life and all that madness. Because even in there, there's so much going on. My first event, and I'm going to show y'all the flyer. The first event was on Red Pill and Blue Pill's birthday. And the first event was this event. This one is when I started to step into the motivation, back into my motivation, and it was called Tab Productions, King Simon Productions, and Flavor 107.9 FM from 4 to 7 p.m. presents its first motivational networking dinner lecture series called Team Talented Entrepreneurs Ambitiously Motivated. Wednesday, November 14, 2007. That's when I returned back. And the first featured speakers were Aton Edwards, the preparedness guru, Lloyd Strayhorn, always been around with me, renowned numerologist, and Keith Dorset from the Freedom Project. And we did it at Negril Village Restaurants over there at 70 West 3rd Street, Thompson and LaGuardia Place over there in the Village area. I came back to consciousness. And then after that, I did one at Restoration Plaza, 2007, December 16, only 5 people showed up. This one was packed because I guess everybody was coming out for myself and many other people. But I did this one by myself, and it was very cold that night. So I know people wasn't coming out. So it was only 5 people that came out. Myself, my girlfriend at that time, who ended up being my son's mother, my last son's mother, Stella, her boyfriend of that time, and my brother, who I'll never forget, Jason X. Those people know him as JX in Nation of Islam. He came out to support, and it was called "Winners Do What Losers Don't Do," inspired by Les Brown, of course. So this was my first, and then in 2008, I brought Asir, the Duke of Tears. Then I started going in after that. Then you see Lloyd Strayhorn. Then you see Dr. Sabi. It's all in my book. It's all in my book. My book here is No Promotion is Bad Promotion. All publicity is good publicity. Just spell my name right. Introduction into my world of promotion and production. And it shows you how to promote small events in your own neighborhood, wherever you are, and large events if you want to go that route. If you want to keep it small and intimate, cool. If you want to make it large, so there's no excuse for none of y'all not to promote, or if you're into consciousness, to help at least the local children in your neighborhood or the local adults in your neighborhood. I don't care if you live in Mississippi, Mississippi. I don't care if you live there. You can set up something that can help. I don't care if you're in New Orleans. You could set up. For New Orleans, I love New Orleans. We did a whole numerology lecture and workshop in New Orleans like a couple of years ago, thanks to Jackie Levine. So y'all don't have no excuse not to do what you're supposed to do in your state. I show you, I give you a blueprint in the book, in this book. You can get my book on Amazon, or go to my matter of fact, I'll put my Linktree in the chat right now. You ain't got no excuse. Any excuse you got coming up is you making excuses. And like my martial arts teacher used to tell us, Dr. Moses Powell, he used to say, excuses are like assholes. We all got them and they all stink. Stop playing. That's what he told us back in the day. Excuses are like assholes. We all got them and they all stink. Even if you clean them out good, when it comes to letting that stuff out, guess what? Da-da! So big up to the late, great Dr. Moses Powell, who told us that in the day. Oh man. Let me put my Linktree in the chat just in case y'all don't know. All right, man. But it's the real deal. Dr. Powell used to say those things to us, man, and we used to crack up. Although I didn't officially train in his class because he had to be a black belt at that time. It was not like in the but him and I had some deep conversations because he knew I was an artist. I was a writer. He knew all of that. And I was trying to, so encourage him to write his book also. Linktree / King Simon the Numerovator. So go and get my book. It's faster to find it through my Linktree. But y'all ain't got no excuses not to do what you came to do in your neighborhood. Big boy got a neighborhood. You can create your own neighborhood. I don't care if the first real lecture that I did by myself was 5 people. 5 people. And then I kept on producing till we got 500 to 1,000 people at a lecture. Man, it's the truth. It's important that we learn to do what we came to do in our portion. If you're going to be a human jumper cable and energize your neighborhood, then you have to bring the energy. You have to bring the force that the Creator gave you. I don't care if you're in Jamaica. Sometimes the best person to get with in Jamaica would be like this person said he tried to do it I tried it in Jamaica, folks, bad mind. Then you need to go somewhere in another portion of Jamaica that they would be attracted to and talk to people like Paula Herlock in Jamaica. She's still dead in Jamaica right now. I do retreats. Sister Tandy is out there in Jamaica doing holistic yoga retreats. You know, yeah, I know they got the bad-minded people in Jamaica. The too bad mind, the too bad mind, the too bad mind, the too bad mind. We know that. I'm from Spanish Town. That's where my family from, Spain Town. And boy, let me tell y'all something. Talking about energy draining now. Talking about energy draining now. Back in the day in Jamaica, we didn't have to have what you call it, gates and fences around the house. We didn't have to have gates and fences back in the house, around the house. People was doors was left open back when in the 70s and the 60s and all that, when I was going back and forth to Jamaica from when I was a young child, because I was born in America. My parents is from Jamaica and Cuba. They used to take me there and send me there all the time. From the time I first got on that plane to go to Jamaica at 1 year old. My grandmother took me to visit my aunt and all the people on my father's side and my mother's side. So I remember we didn't have all that bull crap. I remember that. Now the energy of Spanish tone, and I think there are people that can change the energy. You can change the energy anywhere you are. I believe you could change the energy anywhere you are. You just have to start off small, and like people attracts like people. So let's go back to the lesson. Human jumper cables, those who recharge, uplift, and energize others. Spiritual perspective. Spiritually, they are light carriers, people who awaken or reconnect others to their inner power, peace, and purpose. So if you're going to be a human jumper cable, you got to develop yourself to be the light carrier so you can awaken others, reconnect others with their inner power, peace, and purpose. And it does take study. It does take your own inner work to develop your inner light so you can carry it to others and share it with others in those spaces that need it to be shared. Even if you go and volunteer to go speak at, and I used to do this. I used to volunteer at juvenile facilities like Crossroads in New York over there of a Pitkin. Thanks to Miss Fox. I don't know if she's still alive. But I used to volunteer to go speak to those young people. And it was required for them. And although a lot of them didn't want to come out and all that, but I had to tell them, I had to give them messages and say, look, I used to do security for, they like when they hear celebrities' names. I used to do security for Tupac. We was in the Nation of Islam. We did security for Spike Lee. They like to hear those names. And you got to be able to throw something that's going to pull them in. And they would listen very tentatively. These young men, 12 years old. The youngest killer was 12 years old in that juvenile facility, about to get sent up for life. I don't even know what's happening with it, where he at now. But he was about to get sent up for life. And he came to me on the side. He said, Brother Simon, I made, he didn't say I made my mistake. He said, I'm related to, I forgot this bebop dancer, Spanish guy that used to be a bebop dancer. He was the son of this person. I forgot the name that he said, but I remember he come up to me after I finished speaking about Tupac and all these other people and what my entertainment background. And because Miss Fox heard me on radio on WWRL, and she was an older lady that listened to WWRL. She called WWRL and asked for somebody to come and speak to the young people. And I said, I'll do it. Is it my side of town? I'm in Brooklyn. Let's do it. Let's do it. You can't be afraid to talk to your children, your babies, because obviously, all of us were born in this dispensation of time to talk to them. All of us was born in this dispensation of time. And even if somebody said, yes, I was born in Barbados, we used to leave our doors unlocked. Big up to the Beer John Massive, flying fish and cuckoo. Big up to the flying fish and cuckoo eaters. But Big up to the Beja Massive again. Yes. And even if you're born in those places, Barbados, big up to Barbados because they try to keep a certain respect. And I'm glad for the Prime Minister for stepping away from English rule and all that kind of stuff. And I'm glad that they're doing what they have to do. But also, it's incumbent upon the people of those land masses to do what they have to do. And even those that had migrated to the higher parts of America to do what they got to do to help those people, those young people out there. I've worked with Crossfire from Barbados. Edwin Yearwood, yes, I've worked with them. I've worked with Crow and all these guys as an MC and all that. I used to be an MC for a lot of reggae and soca shows back in the day. So I've worked with a lot of people. And music is a motivational force in countries like Barbados, Jamaica, Trinidad, and Grenada and all that. Big up to Killer, Baby Killer and all of them in Grenada and Tao Pri. I've worked with Tao Pri. I've worked with Killer from Grenada. Tao Pri. Big up to them. I love TC. I've interviewed TC, Trinicia, Coward. Who the hell is Kim? I've worked with those people who sang that song. Mighty Sparrow. And everybody had that musical background that was able to touch and become a human jumper cable for the world through music and not a human drainer, not an energy drainer. Marshall Montano, I've worked with him to the point that if Marshall see me right now, Simon, where you there? And I'll ask about his mother and his father. Simon, nobody see you no more. This is Marshall Montano when he sees me. Beanie Man, when they see me, why go on, Simon, where you there? Everybody want to know where Simon down, where my doing. This is what Simon doing. I ain't doing that like I used to do back in the day. And it's so important that you become an human jumper cable. Because remember what I said, the word human jumper cable adds up to. It adds up to, the word jumper cables add up to 44, which means trusting in the universe, trusting in the order of the universe. Being powerful, that 44, big up to Blue Pill, 44 frequency is there. Out of all of them, the master number shows up right here in these two words right here. And then the master number 11, 29 in the word jumper. In the word energy adds up to the master number 11 in the Pythagorean, 29, which is 11. So they have a portal that you can use for the word jumper or energy. So you could be a portal to draining people. You could be a jumper cable for the order and the desired order that you want in this lifetime. Or you can go down the negative road and be an energy drainer. Which one do you choose? Which one do you choose? Do you want to be an energy drainer or you want to be somebody that's going to be a jumper cable? For your family, for your friends. Even if you're gone, you better be a jumper cable. My books are going to be a jumper cable for people. That's why it's called Numerovation for Mental Stability, a numerational guide to recognizing mental instability and staying motivated. It's going to be a jumper cable. No promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. It's going to be a jumper cable. No, numbers are simple. Children's health is important. Is a jumper cable of information. My various books. Let We Tell the Story is a jumper cable. No, numbers are simple, people are complicated is a jumper cable. The books that I showed you earlier, 4 Agreements, The Power of Positive Energy, Spiritual Wisdom by Minister Jew and Ampu, jumper cables. Because you need to use all of these external things to help your cable to be strong, and you got to use gold and platinum cables. You can't just be using regular copper. Copper is good, but you got to use gold and copper, and we are the best conduit right now. All the water is in our body, and water is the natural conduit between the physical and the spiritual realm. We got 70 to 80% of water in our body. Be the jumper cable of positive energy, productive energy to help others. Not distract and hurt others. Going back to the lesson. Going back to the lesson. Often they operate as earth angels, healers, and motivators, transmitting energy through love, words, and presence. That's the human jumper cable, family. Their aura feels safe, uplifting, and activating. Here's a good book. Here's a good book. Let me show you a good book. Boom. How to See and Read Auras. How to See and Read the Aura by Ted Andrew. Read other people see health imbalances and boost your vitality. Good book to have. Another jumper cable for your arsenal. And this is not going to take you away from none of your religious value. None of the books that I share with you is going to take you away from none of your religious organizations. It's going to help you be better in it. Hebrew, Muslim, Christian, all the sects. Unless they want to control you and keep you confined only in their stuff because there's a form of control and discipline. And I understand that they want to maintain. But yet the imamos and the rabbis and all of these guys have the esoteric, deeper knowledge because they're the only ones that can handle it, as if they weren't children one time that didn't have knowledge. So everybody can handle it. It's just, how are you presenting it to them? How am I presenting numbers or numerovation to you? By giving you things that can help. Numbers that can help, because everything is mathematics. The messenger said, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, after learning mathematics, which is Islam, it stands true. And you can always prove it at no limit of time. And then he says, then you must learn to use it and secure some benefits while you are living. That is luxury, money, good homes, and friendship in all walks of life. That's what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said for the Nation of Islam. Tell me if that's bad or good. That's good. That lesson is good. We got to do that. Use your mathematics. We are walking math, like Narubi Sila said. We are living math. 10 fingers, 10 toes down, 2 eyes, 32 teeth, 2 nostrils, 2 earlobes, 2 ears. What, 206 or 207 to bones in our body. We are living math. We are walking math. Walking mathematics. What? 1 heart, 2 lungs, 2 kidneys. Come on, we're walking math. Put an amen in the chat if you understand that you are walking math. Put an amen in the chat, or a woman in the chat if you understand that you are walking math. Right now, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat if you realize that you are walking math. Amen, or a woman. I don't care what it is. Put it in the chat. I'll show you. I'm going to show you on the screen. Anybody that put it in the chat, I'll show you on the screen. Come on now. Come on now. I see y'all. I see y'all. Come on now. Put in the chat. Amen and a woman. I say whatever you want to put up there. That's up to you. Come on now. Come on now. I see you. I see you. If you don't bear witness that you are walking, living math, walking, living counting system, walking, living cycles, sequences, and patterns in your life. Look on your arm. You start seeing the patterns on your fingertips and your hands. You start seeing patterns and sequences all on your body. This is what we are. That's why I'm teaching the ministry of Numerovation, motivating you with your numbers, your patterns, your cycles, your sequences. This is what I do. It's my gift. We are living math. Big up to Narubi Sila. I hope she comes back and start performing again. Excellent sister. So going back to the lesson, I want to finish off my lessons here. One thing about human jumper cables, their auras feel safe, uplifting, activating, like a divine reminder of your higher self. When you are a human jumper cable, because that jumper cable is the 44 energy. The word human is the expressive energy of the number 21, which is a 3, which is the crown of the Magi energy. But you don't receive that human crown in its right sense. And you could get it in a negative sense, but you had a lot of negative kings and queens of the past. You can get the crown, but what you're going to do with that crown as a human, because the human vibration is connected to the number 21, and in compound numerology, 21 is the crown of the Magi, or the world card, or the universe card. So your world could be destructive with the crown on your head, or your universe can be destructive with the crown on your head, or it can be helpful and healing with the crown on your head, and helpful or healing with the crown on your head on another level. It's up to you. It's your choice, human. It's your choice. Physical perspective. Physically, these people stimulate motivation, calm the nervous system, and even influence brain chemistry positively. It's called increased dopamine and serotonin, according to online research. That's why I put it on red. When I looked it up, it's called the increase dopamine and serotonin. Their tone, energy, or touch can literally help someone move from burnout to clarity. Woo! Yo, you know what it's like to help someone or help a client when they come and do Numerovation with me? Do people know what it means, that how it makes me feel? My dopamine and serotonin start going up. When it makes me feel good that you feel good that you did a session with me. And you're not acting. Some people will cry it out. People are laughing and joyful when they do a session with me, because I'm the real deal. I'm real with what I do on this when it comes to my session. And remember, family, this month I have discounts right now. $80 discount off of my 30-minute session, $50 discount off of my 60-minute session. Right now, for the month of June, Melanin Music Month, or Men's Health and Mental Health Month. Yeah, men could do it, women could do it. You could do it for your child, and you want to pre-record it, whatever. Numerovation consultation. I'm just here to help use your numbers in an innovative way to motivate you. That is just my gift until I leave this planet. That will be my gift until I leave this planet, and whatever else that I do, from writing books or whatever. That's my job. That's my gift. I can't fight my gift no more. When you fight your gift, you be upset. You be arguing with yourself. And I couldn't fight it no more. Lloyd kept on saying, yo, you need to do this. Yo, you need to do this. Lloyd kept on saying, you need to write a book. You need to write a book. Yo, he used to keep on saying that to me every time he see me. For probably a good 10, 20 years, 10, 15 years before I said, you know what? Okay. Okay. So physically, a human jumper cable, their tone, energy, and touch can literally help someone move from burnout to clarity. I remember we was at a lecture, an event with Nit Yama. Nit Yama is an energy guru when it comes to this tantric energy. And I remember, and I think she's watching too. I'm not gonna say her name, but I remember my sister getting hugged by Nit Yama. And her husband was around at that time. My husband was there too. And she got hugged by Nit Yama to the point, and she really felt his energy. And every woman that hugged Nit Yama, like, melted in this man's arms. For real, for real. Some people melted in Nit Yama's arms because he really embraced you and told you to breathe with him so you can feel the energy of his heart transmute from him to you, and then coming back to him. I've seen Nick Yama use some tantric healer. Big up to my sister Adara Moselle, who's also good at what she does. You know, she's one of my sponsors here on my show. Y'all seen the commercial run in the early parts of it. I see Nick Yama. I remember they put this. We was at Nicholas, Brooklyn. We packed out the house at the place called the National Black Theater, and then we did something later on with Nick Yama at Nicholas Place, packed out at Nicholas, downtown Brooklyn. And they put this lesbian dyke chick on there, on the table. We told her, you know, they encouraged the sister to get on. Yo, that sister was fighting her feminine energy so much on this table, because you could see it starting to happen to her, to the point that she jumped off that table and ran into the bathroom because she didn't know what happened to her. Nick Yama did that. Nick Yama just waved his hands over her and did his thing. Boom, 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 bat, 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 bat. And she was starting to shake, and she didn't want to give up that energy. She was fighting it, this feminine energy. Nick Yama tapped into that feminine energy with his masculine energy and pulled it. We right there. I don't know if Monique remember but it was Brother Polite at that time. We was working with Brother Polite, and yo, Nick Yama pulled that energy out of that dyke, that love girls, and she jumped off of the table and ran. I don't know who else was there, but I was there at Nicholas, Brooklyn that time. Jumped off the table and ran because she did not want to give in to that energy. Because Nick Yama tapped in, and that's what Adara Moselle can do. Dara is good, and she trained under Master Yao. Master Yao and Nick Yama are old friends in this energy and this tantric healing work. So, yo, when it was so profound. And then what's so interesting, this is going to be sad, family. That same girl, 2 weeks to a month later, got killed because I guess she was in a gang, you know, one of those gang members, and she got killed. But can you only imagine if Nit would have even worked with her some and pull out that divine feminine energy to balance off that masculine energy that she was using to bring out her dyke energy out, what she could have become before she got killed. She got killed. And when they told me that, I was like, damn, man. And she was a nice sister. It wasn't like, you know, but she was just in that world, and she wanted to be one of the boys. You know what I'm saying? So it was pain. I remember tears rolling down my eyes just hearing that, because I seen her potential just because of what Nick Yama did on that table. I seen her potential. I seen her potential. I seen her potential. Big up to Triple Black and everybody on Instagram, Untitled Production team and everybody. Big Kev, big up to all of y'all on Instagram. I seen her potential just through that first connection with Nick Yama. That's why you got to be very careful with this energy. This energy is not to be abused, to tell you the truth. Doing tantra or any type of energy work, and Adara been on my show, got on Brother Rich show. It's not to be abused, family. Because this energy can leave you, this human jumper cable, like a Nick Yama, like a Adara Moselle, they can leave you feeling charged and grounded and inspired. Now, going to human energy drainers, and like I said, that word energy drainer adds up to a number 72 in the Pythagorean and a number 42 in the Chaldean. Now, 9 and 6 can be healing numbers, but 9 and 6 can also be devastating numbers if you are not balanced. Again, 9 and 6, 72 equals 9, 42 equals 6. 72, 9 can be powerful healing numbers in one aspect, but can be destructive. Being an energy drainer can be a destructive energy. 6 is also a healing number in the positive aspect, but it can be a destructive energy. Let me read something to you about the number 6 out of this book. This book is called The Wisdom and Sounds of the Numbers. I don't want to always go to my books. What she says about the number 6, the negative of the number 6. The negative of the number 6 is controlling, possessive, compulsive, judgmental, too emotional, resentful, overprotective, narrow-minded, fanatical, jealous, condemning, critical, irresponsible, careless. Energy draining comes with all of that. Being an energy drainer comes with all of that. The negative of the number 9, go into her book again. Let me look at the negative of the number 9 in her book. The negative of the number 9. Selfish. Fickle. Reckless. Intolerant. Aimless. Depressed. Gullible. Pessimistic. Exploitable. The number 9, just in her book. Her name is Leah Brooke Thompson. This is the number 9. The negative of being an energy drainer. Y'all think I'm playing games with y'all, man. I ain't playing no mother flipping games out here. I'm not playing no games out in this street, not in this healing circle. It's not it. Even if you're born under those numbers, you got to be careful of the negative creeping up. I had to learn empathy at the age of 40 because I didn't know what it was. I had to go and study and research, thanks to my cancer friend, LaToya Jackson. Not the original LaToya Jackson, because the original LaToya Jackson, Jackson 5, she born May 29th. But this cancer was born July the 11th. Big up to LaToya Jackson. She used to open up and do certain lectures for me too. Big up to her. So going back to the lesson, energy drainers, those who unconsciously or intentionally deplete your energy. There's those that are unconscious with it and those that are intentional. How many of you, and I got to talk to the chat now. I got to talk to my chat. How many of you have ran into energy drainers in your family or friends or whatever who has unconsciously depleted your energy? Put the number 4 in the chat if you've gone through that with somebody in your family, your friends, that unconsciously, they didn't know, but they unconsciously depleted your energy. Put the number 4 in the chat. Put the number 4 in the chat if you know. People putting the 4 in the chat. Lord have mercy. I see. I want to put 4 in the chat too. I'm about to put 4 in the chat myself. Oh my gosh. I'm about to put 4 in the chat myself. 4. I'm about to put 4 in the chat myself. Yeah, I put 4 in the chat 3 times. 4, more than 4. Unconsciously, they don't even know they're draining people energy. And they could be sleeping right next to you. They can become your own child. Your own child can become an energy drainer just because of what they're intaking in their mind and then coming to you with it. Your own child. And that's why you have to be so in tune that you know when it's coming. So you know, like, you know what? I know this person is going to drain my energy. Let me prepare. Let me spray myself with some rose oil. Like I got rose oil in my bag. I'll be spraying myself before I go to events. I'll be like, yes. Or some jasmine oil. And I'm like, yes, man, let me smell all of that around me first. Okay. I know this person is an energy drainer. I know this place is an energy drainer. Let me spray this place and spray as I'm walking in the door. Make sure my clothing smells good, and I'll spray it under my nose so I can constantly smell it, or on my chin so I can smell the energy, the positive energy, as I'm talking to some energy drainer or going in the house. I do all of this stuff to protect my energy. Those who unconsciously and intentionally deplete your energy. We ain't gonna talk about the ones that do it intentionally. Damn, they're negatrons, we call them. You remember the Decepticons and the Negatron and all? Yeah, I ain't doing all that. The spiritual perspective of human energy drainers. Spiritually, these individuals often carry unhealed trauma, fear, or chaotic vibration that pull on others' light. As I was rereading this and as I was writing, I was like, I had to recall the times that I could have been someone that was projecting my trauma or fear to other people. I had to look back in my own time, in my own timeline, and remind myself of those times when I was in the club and feeling drained and draining other people, or doing my, again, the womanizing thing, and, not being empathetic, but being more, having a narcissistic tendency. I know I'm not a narcissist because it takes a lot to become a full-blown narcissist. But everyone can have its symptoms if you're not careful. Everybody can have the symptoms. Especially when I started looking to the history and the mythology of where the word narcissist comes from, or narcissism comes from, where it comes from. Admiring yourself and looking at who that Greek or Roman god was doing, looking a Roman mythology was looking into itself in the waters, because that was the real reflection. That was the real mirror at the time, looking at his reflection. When he found his reflection, he just couldn't stop looking at himself, paying attention to himself. It's just like Instagram, Facebook. That's why they created those things. So you could create your own face and filters and all this looking, and so it's creating narcissistic ways and symptoms of coming out of people that just showing themselves and smiling. I went to a sister's Instagram one time, and all she doing is this. This is all she doing. All of her pictures, it's about 50 of them. I'm like, that's a form of narcissism. That's a symptom of narcissism. At least promote somebody else. Put up a comedy. Do something different on your page. Why put yourself on there only? But it's an Instagram. It is what it is. I'd be like, what the hell? Then they'll change clothes, and if I had one of those flipping books, I could draw you on my flipping book and just flip you along, and I'll see the whole cartoon character. I'm just saying. Wow, a colleague said, what you said, Steph P? A colleague said the same thing. Yeah, that's social media has developed more narcissist symptoms. I won't call them full-blown narcissists, because when I had my psychiatrist friends on my show, people like psychiatrist friends, not people that are just teaching about narcissism that don't have a degree. They're just researching and feel. When I had people that really went in on narcissism and said what they said about it, it said, that's the buzzword for today, for this time, narcissism. Then my cousin, she got the malignant narcissism. I'm like, malignant? Who the hell is malignant now? What is a malignant now? I had to go look that up now. It's a whole new narcissism. So when I looked that up, when I had my psychiatrist friend that had really done the studies on it, they let you know that, people throwing it around so quickly don't realize that it's a multiplicity of different systems that makes you a narcissist, a full-blown narcissist. And you can study and do all your little, at least listening to all these psychiatrists and all that kind of stuff going on. You can do all that and do it for 10 years. But I'm going to listen to the person that got their PhD in it, because they understood. They went there and got it. I'm going to listen to somebody that just, and I respect what people say, because I've had friends of mine do interviews and talk about narcissistic people around them and all that kind of, I've had them on my show. But when I pulled the doctors on, they gave me more clarity. And that's why I'm very careful of just calling people narcissists. Or I'm very careful, because when I break down the numbers to narcissists, Oh my goodness, there's a whole bunch of numbers in there. A whole bunch of 5s and 9s and 1s and 3s and all kinds of stuff in there. So does that mean that those 5, 9s, 3s, and 1s can attract or become narcissistic or have their tendency? Yes, it does from a numerical perspective. But remember, there's positive and negative of all those numbers. So I learned how to balance that out. You got to learn how to balance it out. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I wrote my own book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, because yes, you can go down those roads. Sunflower Soul says, I don't have FB, Instagram, and Twitter. Shake my head. None of it. I hear you, Sunflower. Hey, it's all right if you don't. I'm on it because I do business on it. Right now I'm broadcasting on it to share the wealth of information that I have through numerology on it. You know, so that's what I'm doing. I know how to use it. You got to use these so-called poisons to help with the cure. Sometimes they got to use what we dub as poisons. Instagram, Facebook, and all that might be poisonous, but sometimes you got to infiltrate it with the cure. And I learned that from the Nation of Islam. What's the meaning of FOI? Military training of the men that belongs to North America. And then they tell you what we're supposed to do as an FOI. Go behind enemy lines and infiltrate with the information. And that's why I keep that in my head about infiltrating with this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, these mathematics from my perspective. So going back to the lesson, let's finish this off. I'm going to finish it off right now. Woo! Spiritually, these individuals often carry unhealed traumas, fear, or chaotic vibration that pull on others' light. I'm talking about human energy drainers. They may not be malicious. Many of them are simply stuck in low vibrational loops and seek energy from external sources instead of connecting to the positive source within. I've dated or dealt with women like that. They're not malicious with their draining energy, but they're looking for external sources to drain from, whether it's the relationship they're in, whether it's from their family and all that, instead of learning how to connect. And I'm proud of some of them that are coming out of that way. I see them, I watch them online. Sometimes I watch from the background. I see that they're doing some stuff and they're working on themselves. Beautiful. Because you can only take a person to water, but you can't make them drink. That's what I learned a long time ago. Can't make them drink. And I'm not forcing nobody to drink. You might drown trying to force somebody. You're forcing somebody's head into the water. Drink, bitch, drink, drink, no go drink, drink, no go drink, no go drink. You might drown them. You can't do that. You got to let them get thirsty on their own and develop that thirst for it on their own. You can't say, drink, no go drink, and force their head into the water. You can't force a horse head into the water. They'll run away from you because you're forcing it. They run it. If you're not spiritually protected, this part right here, I had to put this in. If you're not spiritually protected, their presence can leave you confused, anxious, and spiritually heavy. Man, those are the ones that may be human energy drainers out there. Physical perspective. This is the last but not least. We're almost coming to the end, family. Uh-oh, this was an online study right here. Let me. Oops. This was an online study right here. Hold on. I forgot to put it in red. Y'all know I usually put my online studies or research in red. I forgot to do that one. Okay, so physical perspective. Physically, energy drainers or vampires can cause tension, headaches, fatigue, or emotional crashes after interaction. Yes, that part. According to online research, being around them too long may raise your cortisol levels, stress hormones, and weaken your immunity. So you got to be very careful because they can cause stress. They can weaken your immunity to be opened up, vulnerable. That's when you use vulnerable for sickness and disease. Being around too many energy drainers or places that might be draining your energy. Listening to music, movies that drain your energy and you're not balancing it out. I can listen to the ratchet stuff and the crazy movies, yes, and watch the ratchet movies, watch the ratchet movies and listen to the crazy ratchet movie music. But then I got to go and do my balance because it takes 16 positive to knock out one negative. So being around them too long may raise your cortisol levels, stress hormones, and weaken your immunity, according to online studies. These are peer research now, peer review online search. I just didn't feel like putting all that in. I just needed to get the quote. They often dominate conversations, create conflict, and demand attention without reciprocity. Lord have mercy, reciprocal energy. Oh. Sometimes you just want to get on the wings of love and fly away. Sometimes you want to get on the wings of love and just fly away. Sometimes you got to get on the wings of love and just fly away. You got to understand these things, yes. And yes, right, that's right, Amari. Some people don't even realize they're doing it. They don't. On the wings of love, only the two of us together flying high. On the wings of love, flying high up on the wings of love. Sanchez did. Woo, woo. Oh man, I'm telling you, man, I'll be flying on the wings of my sanity. And if I hang up on you and I say goodbye, I gotta go. I can't do this right now. And y'all still want to talk. I'm like, you could call me whatever you want to call me, but I'm preserving my peace. PP, preserving, PMP, preserving my peace. I'm down with PMP, preserving my peace. Who down with PMP? Yeah, you know me. I'm down with PMP. Yeah, you know me. I'm down with PMP. Yeah, you know me. Come on. Let me tell you now. That's right. Preserving my peace. People probably dying laughing out there. I'm sorry. Okay, we're about to close out. My numerational thought and conclusion. About to close out, family. PMP, family. I'm down with PMP. PMP. Preserving my peace. I'm down with PMP, family. That's what I'm down with. I don't think y'all hear me, though. Y'all don't hear me, though. Sunflower said, I got to use that one. Yeah, use it, girl. Use that down. PMP, not PIMP. Not PAIMP, PIMP. I'm talking about PMP, preserving my peace. Or protecting my peace. Whatever you want to use. Use it. Use it. Put it on a t-shirt. Sell it at the next festival. Are you down with PMP? That's what. Put it on your next t-shirt. Anybody can use it. That's yours. I'm giving it to the world. Are you down with PMP? Protecting my peace. That's it. Put it on a t-shirt. Sell it for the next. Go to Teesprings and go and produce it and sell it to the next lecture or next event that we might have or whatever. Do it. I want to see somebody take some of my sayings. Monique always say I'd be having some great sayings. Yes, I'd be having some great. No promotion, bad promotion. Just spell my name right. No, numbers are simple. People are complicated. Those are great sayings. Great sayings. Keep it simple. That's a military saying, actually. Keep it simple, stupid. She said, love it. Sunflower said, I love it. Yeah. Thank you very much. You're welcome, baby. You're welcome. Take it and run. Run far. Run, Forrest. Run. So let's go to the numerational perspective. Let's get out of here with this. This is it. Like I said, the word human is not only an old soul energy of legacy leaving because of the 17 and the 8, creative spiritual legacy leaving, which is the 8, which deals with karma if you don't find balance with your human existence, because the consonants of the word human in the Pythagorean adds up to 17, which in compound numerology, 17 is the legacy leaving number. So as a human, you're supposed to leave your name behind even after you're gone. Human. 14 in the consonants in the Chaldean, 14 is a magical number of not only being able to take risk, but also being creative and disciplined with the 1 and the 4, and then expand with the number 5. Adapt, because humans have adapted to different parts of the landmass all over the world. They learn how to adapt to snow. They learn how to adapt to summer weather. They learn how to adapt to whatever. Adapting. All in there. But it adds up to the number 21 when you add them up, both of them. Add up to 21. 21 is the initiation number. It's going to, being a human in this world takes initiation. It takes the test of your determination. And because this is called the crown of the Magi, crown of the alchemists, because Magi were the alchemists in history. It's going to take your determination and your initiation levels. Are you willing to be initiated so you can expand and grow in a balanced, healing, and creative manner with the 2 and the 1 in both systems? The internal of the word, the human, as a to a 4, takes discipline. It's mental health, mental discipline, mental order, mental structure. 7 is the law of attraction energy, but it's also the deep inner research and introspection you must have to be a human. But if you're going to be a human, jumper cables. Be one of the human jumper cables. Jumper cables add up to the 44. Again, big up to my man, Blue Pill 44. And his grandfather who taught him about the number 4. It comes with a karmic energy if you don't balance it out. Remember, in the 5% teachings, build and destroy is the number 8. So being a jumper cable in life, you have the possible potential to be a builder or a destroyer. It's up to you. And because the master number 11 is also here, and the number 8 shows up here, everything is discipline. Discipline. 17, a legacy, cables, legacy, creativity, spirituality, if you're going to be that, because the cable is the conduit. It's supposed to be the conduit of balance and love. So if you're going to be a jumper cable or a human jumper cable, you got to bring love to it. You have to understand that what goes around comes around. Karma only means cause and effect. 8 shows up there too. The portal number 11, 29 equals 11, shows up in the Pythagorean system. 11 is the portal between the spiritual download that's supposed to be brought to reality. In the Chaldean, jumper cable adds up to 43. Discipline again, order, structure, mental fortitude, expansion, the number 3 in a jovial, happy, optimistic manner. 7, the law of attraction energy, but also the deeply researched and introspective manner. So in order for you to be a human jumper cable in this lifetime, you got to really be introspective. You got to pay attention to your intuition. You got to be disciplined and bring it with some jovial attitude and laughter and love, so you can attract what you want in a positive perspective and not the negative perspective. Because you still got 44, which is an 8, which is a karmic number. What goes around, come around. You better take advantage. Every time you see them karmic numbers popping up, pay attention. Oh, it's telling you something. But going to the word energy drainer adds up to 7-2 in the Pythagorean, 42 in the Chaldean, 7, 2, 9. 7. On its negative can overthink, over-worry, or bring the energy of overthinking and worrying, and also that vampiric energy to a situation. That's why I tell people born on the 7 or the number 2 most of the time. I tell them, be very careful of energy drainers or becoming an energy drainer. Be very careful of becoming an energy drainer. So it's the 4 and the 2, because sometimes 4s, people born on the 4th, the 13th, the 22nd, the 31st of the month, can be so much in their head that they can bring their own depression to other people. And then that 2 again becomes with energy and balance and finding good companionship, or you might lose good companionship around you if you don't discipline yourself and find love within yourself, or you become imbalanced, which is the number 6. That's the negative of 42, or the number 6, being imbalanced. Yo, look, I can go on and on because there's so much number. You can go through all the words and all the numbers that it's connected to. That's how deep numbers can get. But, woo, man, I'm not tired. I feel good. I feel good all over. I feel good. I feel good knowing that I can share this with people. Love some you. Big up to love some you in the building. Larry Craft. Big up to Larry Craft in the building. Sue's 658321. Big up to y'all in the building. Let me close out with these last numerational perspective and notes. Number 1, human jumper cables bring light, love, and life. If you're going to be a human jumper cable in the most positive, productive way, you got to bring light. You got to bring love. You got to bring life to situations. I don't care if you're on Instagram. I don't care if you're doing classes. I don't care if you do work. I don't care if you're working for somebody. I don't care if you're cleaning the floor. I don't care. Because I used to clean a whole flea market just listening to reggae music in my ear, and I'm dancing to reggae music while I'm sweeping the floor. But one thing the boss would always say about me when I was 15, 16 years of age is that I kept those floors clean. I didn't want a speck of dirt. Even when there was crowds and I knew the crowd was letting up, I would be going through the crowd, cleaning up, listening to reggae music in my ear, just dancing. One ear will keep my ears open. The other ear will have music in it. And I'm just listening to Bob Marley or Gregory Isaac. Night nurse. Boom, 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 boom. I'm cleaning up. Only you alone can quench this thirst. I'm cleaning up to Gregory Isaac or One Love, Bob Marley. I'm cleaning up at 15, 16, listening to good music. Or Ain't No Stopping Us Now. And I'm cleaning up while listening to music. So a human jumper cable brings light, love, and life to anywhere you at. I don't care if you're working in the dumpster. You're supposed to make your friends laugh and be joy. Look at this garbage. I'm going to turn this garbage into something that I need. Hold on one second. I'm part of the Sanford and Son crew. It's all right. Number 2, human energy trainers pull you off balance spiritually and physically. Stay away from those liabilities. They could be your family, your friend, your adult child. I don't care. At least little baby children, you could change their frequency. But there's adult children that you be enabling after they get past 17, 18, and they doing too much. And they become energy drainers because they want to smoke, they want to drink, they want to listen to craziness, just play games all day. They can pull you off balance, parents, brothers and sisters that might be striving to be on a higher level. They can pull you off balance. Oh, hell no, it won't go down like that for me. I don't care if you're my children. I don't care if you're my sister. I don't care if you're my brother. You coming with that energy draining stuff. It's like, bye, Mr. Energy. Oh, take the pedal to the metal. And I'll sing it all them type of songs. So you got to learn to recognize the difference and don't enable people. Reverend Ike said that, yeah, if you got relatives that may have lost their job and got to move in with you, don't enable them. You lay the job articles in front of them and say, look, you got 2 weeks to get a job. You got 3 months to get the heck on out of here. Sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you got to do that when you see lazy ass people. that want to drain your energy and throw you off balance because they're not bringing no light, love, or life. And it could be your own family, it could be your own children, it could be your own brother, it could be your own sister, it could be your own, sometimes it could be your own mama and daddy. Learn to recognize the difference. Protect your energy, like Malcolm X used to say, by any means necessary. Learn to recharge with purpose and guide others to do the same. Learn to recharge with purpose and guide others to do the same. This is not a game. This is not a joke. It's real talk. Remember, last but not least, remember when you can, be the jumper cable of light and life, and avoid being the drainer of light and life. Say that again. That was the last thing that I wrote this morning. Because I reread my stuff after I write it. I do all my necessary research. I look up on Google. I look up on AI. I look at the different things and see what I could pull to write. But this last part I had to say, remember, when you can, be the jumper cable of light and life. And avoid being the drainer, the energy drainer of light and life. Family, thanks for your time and your greatness. From King Simon Presents. Remember, go to my Linktree. Show love on my Linktree if you can. You know, I take the time out to do what I love to do. That's why I come up here. This is something that I love to do. Help people to become better through what I learn, what I strive to become better. It helps me to become better also. Really and truly, it helps me to become better also. Here's my, you can get all my books and stuff on my Linktree. You can also get my number on my Linktree to book a session with me. And this is the type of energy I bring to my Numerovation sessions too. I can't play with it. And I'm going to give you the positive and negative of your numbers too, because y'all need to know your positive and your negative. You need to know your positive and negative. If everybody in the numerology world keep on giving you all this positive and all that, and don't let you know that there's traumas that you got to overcome or help you, or the relationship got to be balanced or whatever. And blah, 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 blah. I stopped doing relationship sessions because people aren't serious. So I want to focus on the individual. So I got 10-minute sessions, pre-recorded, 15-minute sessions that could be pre-recorded. You're allowed questions to send to me. But then the 30-minute and the 60-minute section, you get to talk to me and question me, and I get to question you on what you need to do and blah, blah. And I'm thinking about for next month starting my coaching membership. Starting next month, because I'll be in my one personal month next month, I believe. No, I'll be in my, I'm in my 3 personal year. I'm in my 9 personal month right now. I'll be in a 1 personal month, new beginnings month cycle next month in July. So that will probably be for $500 to $1,000 a month. That means you get to talk to me once or twice a week for the whole month. Keep it going. I'm going to probably keep it less as possible, but I'm going to have to start doing some coaching. I know that. Using your numbers. Not my numbers, using your numbers to help you become. But if you do pay that monthly fee, you will get to talk to me twice, either once a week, every week, to see your progress, to see how you're going. That's how, because it's very helpful. And it helped me get over a lot of stuff in this realm. Helped me to be still here, alive. And also, through those sessions, I want people to start developing accountability partners, recognizing the people that are connected to your powerful numbers or your power numbers that can be a part of your accountability team. It could take one, it could be 1 person, 2 people, it could be 10 people. But we need accountability teams that's going to tell you the truth and not lie to you. That's what we need. We're lacking that. For family, remember, support the channel, support what I do in any way you can. Support what I do any way you can. You can support by the PayPal, of course. the Zelle, using that email, not my number, the Venmo, the Chime. I even got Chime. I got Venmo. Whatever you want to use, Cash App, that's shared by me and my son. The one that I text you to when you book a session, that's my business partner that I share that with. But my son, he's my other business partner that I share this with on because he has a business Cash App. So, and so if you want to support the channel, Simon says, circulate to the channel. Lord of mercy. Simon says, Simon says, I wrote a song called Simon Says before. And big up to my son who's doing great work at greenstudioNYC.com. If you're into martial arts, Soke Hassan is doing something on June the 14th and June the 15th. Make sure y'all support him. It's coming up soon. Also, join my Patreon page right now. Patreon, sign up. The first installment of the Anatomy of Numerovation, the introductory installment, is already up on the Patreon since June the 10th, and it's called The Sacred Connection Between Numbers and Humans. That's on my Patreon right there. The Patreon is right there, patreon.com/King Simon Productions. Remember, tune in every Tuesday. I do today's consciousness in the conscious community. I'm trying to get somebody on. I'm not going to say their name yet. I'm working on them. I want to do a female, but I'm working on her and see if she want to come on because she's been a part of the consciousness for a long time, damn near 40 years. And I want to make sure I get that sister on. If I can, I'll get another brother on. Or I might be on Unc Rising Sun with Baba Ifa Kunle and Shabazz and everybody else. I more likely might go on there on that Tuesday also. And please support Abundance Child. Abundance Child is doing Abundance Child Live on WJVS Radio. Support her and what she's doing. I might be doing a meditation circle at Nicholas, Brooklyn, the week that I'm there. That Monday or that Tuesday. You know, it's going to be a reasonable rate. It'd probably be like, what, $33 for the meditation. I'm going down the road of Dr. Blair. I'm going to do the frequency meditation that he taught us years ago. How to listen to your frequency. How to really tap into your frequency. I still got that down pat because I'm listening to my frequency all the time. And sometimes it turns up in volume in my head, or sometimes it gets lighter to right now. I'm listening to it while I'm talking. I can hear my own personal frequency that I was created with just because my mother and father came together. Dr. Blair taught us that at Nicholas, Brooklyn, and at the National Black Theater. And he taught us the Golden Sun meditation too. I probably won't get into that. I'm going to stay with the frequency, but I'm going to stay because I've mastered the frequency meditation. Definitely on my own after Dr. Blair passed on, but he definitely, and I think they're doing it and teaching it on his website, the Golden Meditation and all that stuff. Remember, we'll be in LIU with my brother Shabazz, with Black Dot, Tafira Asar, Adika Butler, myself, and my brother Baba Ifa Kunle. And remember, as a guest appearance, my dear sister is going to be with me, the one, the only Paris Williams. She's going to be taking 15 to 17 minutes of my hour to teach on this, teach on her new books and all that, because I wanted this divine feminine energy to be there with us. On the 28th, we'll be climbing the mountain with Brother Rich. Whole lot of people coming up that mountain with us. I heard Vicky Dillard is coming. I heard Miss Blue is coming. I heard Billy Carson is coming. I heard Legendary Top Cats is coming. I heard a lot. B-Dell is coming up the mountain with us. A whole bunch of people coming up the mountain on June 28th, 5:44 in the morning. We're gonna meet up at 5:44 in the morning at the base of the trail, and we're climbing up. And then if you're in Florida and you can't make it, make sure you go to Professor Walter's martial arts seminar and banquet on June 28th. Give him a call at 727-641-0127. Shout out to my boy Lloyd Strayhorn all the time, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. Remember, get all my books on Amazon. Also, my ebooks are available, volume 1, 2, and 3. And remember, family, what Dr. B always taught us. I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection, and I am thankful for my life. And remember what Dr. Blair always taught us. Please, Universal Creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth in your love now. Family, family, family. You have been listening to Human Jumper Cables and Energy Vampires, Ministry of Numerovation, right here on YouTube at King Simon Presents or KSPTV. Remember, I love you because I love me. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Be safe, be great. One love. Take care. Thanks to all the people that donated. Olga, thank you, Nia. Thank you, of course, Pray 7 for donating all the time. Y'all take care, be safe. Love y'all. Today's consciousness, today's consciousness, today's consciousness. What happened and how can we change it? From the pristine position that we held in today's consciousness, here's a new show just for you every Tuesday called Today's Consciousness. Be there and enjoy all the great special guest stars that will be passing through on a new show called Today's Consciousness. Today's Consciousness. Today's Consciousness. Are you ready to address all the things that are going on? And how can we heal today's consciousness? Today's consciousness. Today's consciousness. Right here on KSPTV. Today's consciousness. What happened and how can we change it? It's about guiding people. The only way you can make the world better is if you make the people better. So it's about showing them the light of hope in themselves and their family. Everything in this universe is all about synchronicity.
Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numerovation from the king. Learn the foundation from the king. Nana Pushe. 1 + 1 is 2. Be precise. 3 + 2 is 5. Guard your mind. Me plus you is mathematician. Learn from the one Numerovator. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numerovation from the king. Means the foundation from the king. Nana Pushe. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numerovation from the king. The foundation from the king.
No, it's not about reading. It's about guiding. I don't do readings. I do consultations because you should know yourself as good as the back of your hand. You should know yourself. I want everyone out there to be clear that this is to serve you like a GPS serves you. Remember, each of us has guaranteed ourselves success. Be that magi, family. Be that magician. Be that numerovational motivated force. Some people think that this esoteric knowledge is for the rich and the powerful, when in actuality, the so-called 85% has a spark in them that if it is sparked through numerology, astrology, numerovation, whatever, it will raise them up from an 85%, maybe to a 10%, and eventually they become the 5%, the poor or prosperous righteous teachers. You gotta
one class of people. We gotta get out of the class.